how you doing? It is so nice to see you. Just let me get this green screen situated here. There we go. I love this background. This background is from Pixabay, and it is just lovely. So how are you guys doing? It is so nice to see all of you today. Welcome to Positively Spiritual. My name is Shannon Gilmore, and I'm just putting on my sweater. It's a little chilly out. We got snow last night. Just when you think spring is in the air, and it's nice to go on nice walks where you're not all bundled up again, and it snows. Go figure. How about that? Hi, Diane. It is nice to see you. Hi, everyone. It is nice to see you. Today, I want to talk to you about a Japanese concept. And I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was talking to the Lord, and the Lord was brainstorming with me, and I was so excited for this video today. I am so excited because a few years ago, it was 2 years ago actually, I found myself in a state of, wandering. And most of us are in a state of wandering, not sure what we should do, not understanding what our purpose is, or maybe knowing what our purpose in life is, but not understanding how to make that happen, or we can't see on the outside of our lives where that purpose can fit in. And so we're waiting for that opportunity, but opportunities of negativity just seem to come at us and hit us at all sides. And that's where I found myself 2 years ago. And so I found Aaron Doughty and his life partners, business life partners. I don't want to, these men are not, I don't want to give the impression that they're, I'm talking about business life partners. Matt and Victor, I forget the last names, but these three men partnered up to create an amazing spiritual business teaching group. I mean, it was such an experience that it was beyond business. It really made you feel connected with people. And that's kind of why I want this Positively Spiritual, this YouTube channel, as far as YouTube channels go. I want us to all feel connected like family, because we are. And there was, for me, being a part of, it was called the Conscious Business Accelerator, okay? And I took notes. This book is full of that. I think it was like 6 weeks, 8-week course, and it was for free on Facebook. And I took notes. Oh, you can't really see. There we go. Okay, let me just, okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of this green screen so you guys can see this. Okay, there we go. I know it's backwards, but I've got some notes here for you that are not backwards that you'll be able to copy and see. So this was finding your Ikigai. And last night I was laying in bed, just thinking about the day, thanking God. And God told me that the narcissist is not your Ikigai. So that's what we're gonna talk about. The narcissist is not your Ikigai. And your Ikigai is something very, very special, and it's unique to you. And that's what I want to talk about today. So welcome to Positively Spiritual. How are you doing? My name is Shannon Gilmore, and I am just trying to get situated here. Trying to plug in my phone. I was so busy doing this that I was not mindful of charging my phone. So I'm reading the notes from one phone and videotaping from another, and both phones need charging. I was so excited for this. I was so excited. So welcome, everyone. All right. What if I told you that your purpose, your true reason for being, has nothing to do with the narcissist? Well, obviously, Shannon, let's get on with this video because no, duh, we already know this, right? Yeah, we do know this. But too often, survivors of narcissistic abuse find themselves trapped in a cycle of obsession, analyzing the narcissist's behavior, wondering why the narcissist changed, wondering why we have changed, what went on, and we go and try to prove our worth to the narcissist, someone who is incapable of valuing us. But what if I told you there's an ancient philosophy that can help break the cycle? Can you guys see that? This is the Japanese concept of Ikigai, meaning reason for being. This teaches us how to align with what truly fulfills us. And spoiler alert, the narcissist is not it. Seriously. The narcissist is not your Ikigai, okay? Not your Ikigai. So what is Ikigai? Well, Ikigai is a framework that helps you find your life's purpose. Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties. We're flying by the seat of our pants here, obviously. So this is, okay, this went really well in my head, okay? This was going really good in my head. Okay, so Ikigai means reason for being, and it teaches us how to align with what truly fulfills us. So if you guys want, just write this down. I'm going to keep this up just to keep, so you guys want to write this down and take notes, go for it. So Ikigai is a framework that helps you find your life's purpose by identifying the intersection of 4 things. Okay, they're right here. What is it that I love? What is it that I'm good at? What does the world need from me? And what can be paid for, like, how can I do this and have my services and get monetary gain from this? Or what these 3 purposes, these 3 identifying purposes, how can I use them to sustain me? You know, sometimes you create a hobby and you find out that your hobby, you know, is something that can change the world. So, and what are you good at that can help change the world to sustain you and sustain the world? And it's not wrong to find a hobby or find your purpose that you can make money at. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So with these 4 elements, when these 4 elements align, you experience fulfillment. Yeah, you find your purpose, you find fulfillment, and you just start shining, my dear lovelies. But with the narcissist, they don't let you shine. Hi, Scarlett. Nice to see you. Hi, Raphael. Nice to see you. God bless you all, too. How you doing? So with these 4 elements, when they align, okay, when these 4 elements align, you guys see that? Oops, is that the back one? No, this is the right one. Okay, this is the right one. So when those 4 things align, you will find your fulfillment. But here's the problem. When you're entangled with the narcissist, your focus shifts away from this balance. Your energy gets hijacked by their drama, their manipulation, and their ever-changing expectations on you, from you. And instead of seeking your Ikigai, you become trapped in their illusion. So you lose your Ikigai, or you never discover it. Okay? And when you lose your mojo or your Ikigai, well, you lose your dojo. The narcissist keeps you from relying and returning to your sacred space in your heart, which is your dojo. Okay? So your dojo is the Japanese term for dedicated space for learning, growth, and mastery. The narcissist keeps you from relying on and returning in your sacred space or your heart. Your sacred space is where Jesus is. You know, you meet Jesus in your dojo. So why is the narcissist not your Ikigai? Well, obviously, we kind of know the reason, but you know what? The narcissist does not define you. The narcissist is your teacher, not your master. Okay? You lose your mojo or your Ikigai because of the narcissist, because you lose your fulfilling purpose in your life. So the narcissist is just your detour. They're not your destination. No. They offer the illusion of meaning. Okay, can you guys see that? Try to keep that up there. So they offer the illusion of meaning, making you feel like you exist to meet their needs, to prove them wrong, or to fix what's broken. Mojo, walk on hot coals, LOL. Yeah, we can do that, you know. We just got to become disciplined in our spirituality. So they wore me out to exhaustion, exactly. The narcissist wears us out to burn us out. So your purpose is not to be in the narcissist's life in the way of them becoming your dojo. Okay? Your purpose isn't about surviving their chaos. It's about thriving beyond it. So when you shift your focus back to yourself, when you start asking what brings you joy, what brings you confidence, what are you good at, what can you excel at? Okay, what were you meant to contribute to the world? Because we're not meant to just eke out a meager existence in this life. God is within us. We have purpose. You have purpose and direction. Your worth is not summed up by with what the narcissist values you at. You know how you go to different appraisers. You want to insure your diamonds, your gold jewelry. Maybe you have something of worth that has value. You go to an insurance appraiser and then you lock it away in a safe deposit box at a bank. Well, the narcissist tries to steal your mojo. The narcissist tries to tell you who you are and tries to tell you that you are worth this much value. But there's more than one insurance appraiser in this world. So why are we listening to one voice, the voice of the narcissist, to say, nah, all you're worth is this. You're not worth much. Stay here. I'm your safety deposit box and I'll protect you. Yeah, well, the narcissist tries to lock us in and throw away the key. My family, except my kids, want my destruction. Wow. Yeah, because they're of the enemy. I'm sorry to say that. And I'm sorry, Diane and Raphael, because I know Diane's going through stuff too with family, and we all do. That's the thing. Our family is the closest narcissist to us that we'll ever have. And some of us can't see that because some of us can't let go. Hello, Cynthia. How are you? Just came in. Hope you are doing well. I'm doing well. How are you doing? So understand that, you know, when you shift your focus back to yourself, when you start asking what brings you joy, what you excel at, and what you were meant to contribute to the world, you then create something powerful within you. Something powerful happens. The narcissist fades into irrelevance. Yeah, they fade into the past that has no relevance. Their approval no longer wounds you because suddenly you're chasing something bigger. You're chasing your Ikigai. Raphael says, I am so brokenhearted. Honey, hugs to you, sweetheart. Hugs to you. So let's find how you can reclaim your purpose. How do you start finding your Ikigai after narcissistic abuse? Well, you detach from their narrative. You stop seeking closure from them. You seek clarity within yourself. You identify what brings you joy, what makes you feel alive. What do you do effortlessly? Do you play the organ? Do you play the guitar? Do you play the, what is that, Scarlett? The Ikarina or Ikarana? I forget what it is, but it's a little flute type thing. Do you play a musical instrument? Are you good at writing? Are you good at singing? Oh, Karina, thank you. Oh, Karina. Or is it Karina? Hello, Ellie. Nice to see you. So are you good at, you know, maybe you're good at taking care of animals. Maybe your heart is just seeking the you know, understanding and seeking your life purpose by understanding that animals have worth too. So you invest your value in showing that animals have value too. Like, you just got to figure out what gives you your life meaning. And number 3, you build your confidence. You build up your confidence by honing in on your talents and your skills and your passions that you have buried under all that criticism from the narcissist. So it's time to dig them up. Dig them up. Because finding your Ikigai, you got to see yourself as valuable. Do not define yourself through no one else's perception. Break the narcissist's illusion. Okay? You got to break the narcissist's illusion. And you've got to do some self-reflection. You want to get rid of those woes, you want to get rid of those worries, then you have to tap into yourself, because your worth is not found in other people. Your worth is not found in your family. Your worth is found in the Word of God, and God says this. Are you listening? This is hard to hear. It freaking hurts. But God said he did not come here to unite families. He came to separate our families, our kids from their parents, and parents from their kids, spouses from their spouses, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, father against son. This has to happen. And if you're feeling the kick, if you're feeling that gut punch, it's because you have been called. It hurts. You know, I'm going to give this analogy. If you guys have ever watched animals, okay, the animal kingdom, when it's time for the little baby to leave the care of their mother. Bears, dogs, cats do this, and probably other animals too, wolves, foxes. You know, what happens is when you watch, if you have ever watched a mama dog or a mama bear, and it's time for the child to wean off her belly and take milk from her no more, it's time to go off on your own. What happens? She starts growling and she starts chasing off her kids. Leave. Go. Go be your own bear. Go be your own cat. Go be your own dog. Go be your own bunny. Go. Leave. That's how it's done. And our family members, that's basically what they're doing, because they are animalistic. Why? Because they have no empathy. See, when they leave us or we leave them because we're pushed out, we're left thinking, do they miss us? Are they wondering what we're doing? No, they are not. Out of sight, out of mind. This is what you have to understand. You are not of the world. And if you keep pining for the world is going to keep spitting you out, chewing you up, spitting you out, and all you're going to do is spin your wheels, and then you are left questioning your worth in God, and you risk leaving God, walking away from him. They come for supply from me. When I don't give it, they get angry. Exactly. I mean, family members are in our lives. You know, true family members, us, we're not judging each other. We don't judge each other. We just accept where we are in life, and we build each other up, and we lend an ear. We show our love. We show our kindness. We establish a rapport to establish a friendship. And we grow together. We share in the Lord together. We build on this joy, this love. This is true family. But we've been raised to understand that true family is mean. True family is, condescending. True family is backbiting. Well, let's read in scripture what that means. There is to be no gossip. There is to be no division. There is to be no factions. And this world has grown so cold that family members turn on other family members by having incestuous relationships. I don't care if it's a mother-in-law who is attracted to her son-in-law. That's still wrong and incestuous and gross. But it happens because narcissists have no filters. And if they can't be with you and love you in that way, then see, the narcissist is our spiritual enemy, and they know who we are. They may not be aware of it, but spiritually, those demons know exactly who we are. They know who we are. We just don't know ourselves, so we can't see it, and so we don't understand why they're turning us out. But they are turning us out because we're not like them. And if we can understand that, the better that we can heal. We are to see, there's two kinds of people in this world. People who are of the earth. When God and people who are of the spirit of heaven, okay? So when God said to the enemy, you will now crawl on your belly and eat dust. Do you understand what God was saying? God was saying to the enemy, Well, now earth is your home. Earth is your inheritance. Adam was from earth. He was created from the dust of the earth. Our bodies return to the dust of the earth, but our spirit returns to God who gave it. Love's back to you guys. So understand this, that the enemy, the spiritual enemy, because of his rebellion against God, he took on for himself the flesh of mankind, and this is their inheritance. This is all they're going to have, is this earth, this world. And they're the dust eaters because they are now of this world where they weren't before. And God was basically like, okay, you want to be one like Adam and Eve, enemy? Okay, here you go. But because you disobeyed me, you don't get to carry your kingdom power inside your flesh. So there's two kinds of people in this world. People whose inheritance is the earth, or our inheritance, people who have their inheritance of the spirit, heaven. So do we want to remain here on earth? No, then we have to detach from our blood ties, our human earthly blood ties to the people of this earth. That's just the way it's got to be. And God says, those of you who cannot leave your mother and your father, your sister, your brother, your children for me, are not worthy of me. Stop seeking their approval. That's what God is trying to tell us. You can still be friends. You can still have them in your life if that's what you want. But if it's not going to work out, if they're going to blaspheme God and dismiss God in front of you, what does that say? See, we are one with God. And if someone dismisses God, they dismiss us. If someone blasphemes God, they blaspheme us. And this is how it works. When someone in our lives, say a stranger comes to you and says, yeah, I saw your daughter or your son at school and I saw them, beating up another kid, or I saw them punch somebody in the face. Your kid's a bully. Even without proof, what are you going to do? You stand up for your child, right? Even if they're the bully, you stand up for your child, or you stand up for your family member. Even if they don't deserve your favoritism, they've got it unconditionally. They've got your favoritism, even though they're in the wrong, even though your child or your family member is in the wrong, you're going to defend their name and defend their honor. You know what you're doing? You're defending their sin. But here's the thing. If we can do that with our family members and we cry, God, I love you, you're my father, why are we not defending God? When somebody blasphemes God's name in front of us and they dismiss God and deny God in front of us, we defend that. We still defend their honor and not defend God's and not defend our honor. We allow people to say, God is this, and, say bad things about God. If they are dismissing God and saying bad things about God in front of us, guess what? That's our reputation. We are doing our best to uphold. And when we defend the blasphemer, we are blaspheming God ourselves and serving God in vain. When somebody blasphemes God, they are blaspheming you. We are not allowed to allow ourselves to be refuted. So we can say, Hey, hold the phone here, buddy. I'm a Christian, so what are you saying? You don't love God, then you don't love me. Okay, I got your number. I got you figured out. All right. I guess we won't be hanging around each other anymore. And you have to be that hard-lined. God is your Father in heaven. Are you willing to stand up for him? We're not standing up for him if we're allowing our family members to blaspheme us and blaspheme him. Jesus said, made it clear, they will hate you because of me. So either you want God or you want your family. And God is giving us a way out to say, hey, you're with me now. I've got heavenly hosts who are at your beck and call, who are willing to help you, who love you, who care for you, who knew you before you were born, who saw you, saw your spirit. We probably were in heaven and we communed with our spiritual family, but we came here to this illusionary life, this illusionary existence to understand what it means to be godly and divine. And yet we're clinging to these people who hate Jesus. They will hate you because of me. So, yeah, Cynthia says, I've tried so hard to win my family's approval. They just don't care. Exactly. And they're never going to care. See, I think God sends the narcissist, somebody other than our family, to get us to really see how many times do you have to be in a relationship with a narcissist. You've been in a relationship with one narcissist, you've been in a relationship with all of them. That's the point. You keep doing this dance with the narcissist, one narcissist after another, friendship, relationship, co-parenting, co-worker, business partner. They are all the same. They have the same playbook. They will not love you. They will not care. And so that makes it easier. I mean, being with a narcissist outside your family makes it kind of easier for you to see, okay, gosh, my family, they're not going to change. You have to detach. Doesn't mean you stop loving them, but you have to start loving yourself, because staying with your family who hates you, who undermines you, who gossips about you, who ruins your reputation through gaslighting and triangulation and smear campaigning, these people who are against you, why do you want to stay? Why do you feel like you're worth that abuse? Is it because if you think that if you just take it, if you take one more emotional blow, maybe they'll finally see it and see how abusive they were to you, and they'll just suddenly turn and do a 180 on you and say, I'm sorry, can you forgive me? I'm really sorry. It was God who hardened Pharaoh's heart and also softened it to let Israel go. This is what's happening to us. The narcissist is the Pharaoh. Our narcissistic family members are the Pharaoh and the Pharaoh's army men. And God softens our hearts. And God also softens our enemies' hearts so that we can be set free. Now, maybe there were some Israelites that lingered and stayed with the Pharaoh after all these plagues, but the majority of Israelites left and they wandered the desert. We now are wandering that desert, but are we alone? No. But because we refuse to see who God is, There are marauders in this desert who try to steal, kill, and destroy us. More narcissists, just not of the Egyptian family, but of the Canaanite family. So we have the word of God. Just as the Israelites had the pillar of smoke, the pillar of fire, and God told the Israelites, listen to him, listen to the comforter, listen to him. He'll direct you in ways you need to go. The Israelites had Moses as their spokesman. We have Jesus Christ who lives in us as our spokesman to direct and lead us and guide us. So have we prayed to Jesus, to God, to ask how we should deal with our narcissistic family? I never did. God, how should I deal with them? He's going to say, love them. He's not going to say, hate them, but he's going to say, love them, but turn to me. Love me more. Love me. Love me by loving yourself. Did God allow the Pharaoh to continually to whip and beat and subject his people, God's people, to slavery? These people were told what to eat, when to eat, how to eat it, and they were probably forced to eat food that was dedicated to idols. They were forced to take on the Egyptian language so that they could communicate with their slave masters. They were forced to, they were treated and disciplined as a group. So if one person, disobeyed the Pharaoh's rules, then they all went without dinner, perhaps that one night. I mean, look at what happened. The Pharaoh was calling the children, and that's how Moses was found in the reeds. So, do you really think God is going to allow you to stay with the narcissist so the narcissist can take away your faith, take away your inheritance, and prevent you from this resurrection that we're looking for to live forever in heaven? No. Our sorrow is just a little blip on the radar compared to the bliss that we have coming to us in heaven. In heaven, there is no tears. So, yeah, we can mourn the loss of our family. But do you think that God treated us, like if we were in the desert with Israel? I mean, this is our desert walk right now, being without the narcissist, having to go without our family members, and we're in drought of their love and their help. But do you think, hi Resistor, how you doing? Do you think that God dealt with, like you can read this, God dealt with those Israelites who complained? He dealt with them with a heavy hand. His discipline came on them, and some of them were dealt with death right away. He didn't put up with anybody's nonsense. And it's thanks to Jesus that God is putting up with our nonsense. How many times have we not heard, but God has said, what more do you want? I am showing you I love you. What more do you want? Blood? I have given you my son's blood to justify you. You don't need justification from the narcissist. Turn away from them. You can't heal from them. You can't make them reason. Like, do you know how frustrated God would be if he was here in fleshly form as a man Without his divinity, what would he say? But because he is unconditional love, he has unconditional love for us, and he's not sitting there frustrated, but we are frustrated, and God's just like, all you need to do is just listen. Listen to me. And God's like, you're not listening, and until we stop this bitching and complaining and lamenting and moaning and crying and oh, it's taken me 52 years. I used to cry myself to sleep every night for 12 years, crying for my sister. And, you know, it's just been in this last year, realizing I did a video on this, that we're dealing with brokenhearted syndrome. We're dealing with a grief that is lingering. This isn't a grief of a loss of life. This is a grief of loss of love. And we have to start healing of it, because our place is not here on earth. Our place is here to shine the love of God, to show people, hey, okay, so you've been abandoned by your family. You've been abused. You've been alone. You've been afraid. But you know what? There's somebody here who is willing to adopt you as a son and daughter. And when you're adopted, God's going to take you in as if you've always been his own. This is what being engrafted means. We are the engrafted branches. And you have to allow yourself to be adopted. And I'm saying this because I know I've been a foster child. It's kind of like equivalent of being adopted. And it's taken me a long time to trust God. I've been that rebellious child to basically test God. I didn't know I was testing God, but I was testing his love. And I actually said, God, if you don't love me, then just let me go. Let me go. If you don't love me, then let me go. He didn't let me go. And I'm so thankful. Because the love of this world is what is killing us. The love of this world leads to death. I'm serious. If love does not hurt, so you sitting here crying and lamenting and saying, where's my kids? Where's my family? Where's my spouse? Where's my grandmother? Where's my grandfather? They all disowned me. They hate me. Us being a martyr for love, their love is not going to get them attention. Why are you punishing yourself? I'm speaking to a certain person here on this video. So I'm saying this with love. I'm saying this. This is tough love here. I love all of you. And if you guys need to hear this, then please hear this, because I've had to say this to myself. I've had to dry my eyes, and I've had to say, what is wrong with you, Shannon? What's it going to take to get you to realize that your mom never wanted you? What's it going to take that your kids, even though you're not the same mother, you're a different mother, what's it going to take to get you to realize that your kids are not ready? Their hearts are hardened against you. And if God did that to Pharaoh and hardened his heart against his own slaves, and the Bible says that God did that, God hardened the heart of the Pharaoh, then is it not God that hardens our own hearts against God, against ourselves, against our families? And so isn't it safe to say that God can harden the hearts of our family members too? God is doing this on purpose so that we can recognize the path, the direction in which we need to go. God hardens the hearts of our families so we can say, okay, we can dry our eyes, blow our noses, you know, and oh, yeah, I got clean eyes. You know, blow our noses and stand up straight and walk in the opposite direction of our families, because guaranteed it. Sorry for swearing, but I need to say this. Guaranteed it. Your family who is turning away from you, if you continue to turn in their direction, you're never going to find Jesus. We've turned into the direction of the narcissist. And what happened? I know, speaking from experience, I was living miracles before I met the narcissist. This last time, God had me isolated so I could learn his word for 12 years. Living in a narcissistic marriage where, you know, my husband was gone 2 weeks at a time. So I was able to just isolate myself on the farm, do what I needed to do the yard work, do homeschooling, and then teach myself and have Jesus teach me his word. That was hard times, but it was awesome because I started witnessing miracles. I could pray and things would happen, pray for healing of my dogs. My Chihuahua, he had like teeth falling out, infected gums and all of that. His face was swollen up where he couldn't see out of his one eye. It was so puffy. This was my Chihuahua, and I took pictures of him. And I prayed for him in love, in unconditional love, and he was healed. Like the swelling was gone in an hour and he was fine. I leave that marriage 7 years ago to come to this city, and I met a narcissist who took away my 9 years of celibacy. And I just freaking tanked because of that. And I met another narcissist, and then another one, and then another one. And I found myself chasing after these narcissists instead of chasing God. And it has taken me 7 years, and I'm finally feeling like I'm finally back, God, where I was 7 years ago with you. I don't want to leave you again. I would rather live my life alone than to have somebody come in and try to take my faith and my family name from me. What's your family name? Jesus. Who we are needs protecting. And if we're not going to protect ourselves, God's like, okay, you're using your free will to go and do what you want. I'll give you the desires of your heart. Your desire of your heart is to go chase after someone who doesn't love me. Okay, you're going to get hurt, but you don't want to listen to me. So this is tough love, where God just ignores us because we're shouting in the desert, God, where are you? And it's like an echo chamber. We hear our voices echo back at us. God, where are you? You. And God's like, no, you're still in the desires of your hearts. I've given this to you. You want this, so you've got to learn this lesson. You've got to fall off that bike. Because living with the narcissist is what creates humbleness. And this is what I've asked for personally. God, do not make me a stagnant pool. God, keep me humble. And he's answered that by, even though I've wanted the narcissist, I've wanted this true love, you know, I've wanted that real spiritual sexual connection with a man. Nah. All I got was, Shannon, do this, Shannon, do that, Cinderella this, Cinderella that. Kind of like the story of my life. But there was no glass slipper. Well, yeah, there was Jesus. But I destroyed that glass slipper almost by seeking another so-called Prince Charming. Yeah, the work donkey. Yeah. And there comes a time where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of catering to family members who don't give a damn. Because God said this. Read his words over and over until they stick in your mind. You hide the word of the Lord in your heart so that you might not sin against him. Well, hide the word of the Lord in your heart so that you will learn from him, so you can become like him. You know, as kids, I never had this, but I see this. I've seen this, you know, and you guys see this too. I want to be just like daddy. I want to be just like mommy. But do any of us say, I want to be just like our dad in heaven? I want to just be just like our Father in heaven? But that's what the Word of God is teaching us to become. We can't have this born again experience without having a change of heart. Jesus says, circumcise your heart. Jesus is joy. Have you read Revelation? Have you read the prophecy of Daniel? Where there is no tears in heaven. And in heaven, we will remember those who hurt us no more. Those scriptures were a lifeline to me. I was able to let go of my children. No, I still hold them in my heart, but they're adults now. I have no right to force myself on anybody. We don't own our children. Look in scripture. Even Hannah, she couldn't get pregnant, and she went to the temple and she was praying and crying, and the priest was sending her away because he's like, you're a drunk woman, go, get out of here. Because she was, it sounded like she was so distraught and mumbling and whispering. And the priest couldn't hear her, and it's like, she's talking gibberish. What the heck? She's drunk. She's taking too much wine. What? They don't belong in here. The riffraff don't belong in here. Get out! And she's like, please, I am not drunk. I just want a child. Children are not for us, because what did Hannah do? She prayed to God that she would be given a child, and she promised that child to God. That's what circumcision was for in the Bible times. This circumcising, cutting off the foreskin of this little baby's male member, was a blood covenant between the parents and the child with God. So when the child became adult, he would, you know, every time he looked at his male member, he would be like thinking, oh, I'm under a blood covenant of God. I have to honor God with my body and my heart and my soul. And when I do that, I'm honoring my parents. Because my parents taught me in the ways that I should go, so I won't ever leave it. Jesus says, circumcise our hearts, circumcise the foreskin of sin off of our hearts. This is our blood covenant with God. This is our sacrifice that we make to him. But our family hasn't done that. So we give them time. We walk away. We don't stop loving them, but we stop allowing them to abuse us by stepping away from them. We dust our shoes and move on. It's like water off a duck's back. That's what equivalent that means. You know, dusting your shoes off is equivalent of saying water off a duck's back. Get tough skin. Don't let them hurt you. It is hard to step away and be villainized for it. Yeah. But wasn't Jesus? Jesus was villainized. Look at what happened. The magistrates, the council of God that was supposed to be godly, they started a rumor saying that Jesus's body was stolen. And even here nowadays, you go on YouTube and people say, no, Jesus didn't die on the cross. There's different writings that have been found, along the Dead Sea Scrolls, and Jesus wasn't resurrected. Jesus didn't die on the cross. No, literally, his flesh died on the cross. His spirit didn't die on the cross, if you want to get technical about it. But there's so many rumors about Jesus. Jesus had children. Jesus married Mary Magdalene. Well, no, he didn't. And I can say that with fact, because when you have demons chasing you, as Mary Magdalene had 7 demons that Jesus exorcised, what are those demons? The 7 deadly sins, perhaps? But when you have demons in your life and you're delivered of those demons, you don't want to go back. But guess what? The narcissists are demons too. They are filled with demons. But because we don't see the demonics from them, some of us don't see their eyes turn. Some of us don't hear the growly voice. Some of us don't see the spiritual activity going on. We just dismiss it. Oh, my eyes are deceiving me. I didn't see that book fly across the room. No. We don't associate that with narcissists. So we ask God to deliver us from evil, and we're delivered, and then we're like, why did they leave? Why are they not in our lives anymore? And I'm saying this about myself. Like, my daughter Scarlett, the monitor on here, she'll tell you, every narcissist that she was witness in my relationships with narcissists, even with her dad, he would hurt me, and I'd be like, why? I'd be crying. I'd be like beside myself. It was embarrassing to be her mother and have my own daughter witness how her own mother couldn't keep it together. I was an embarrassment to myself, and God makes us strong. We just have to stay with it and stay in this family. We are family. We matter. You matter. If your family who is trying to destroy you and try to, they undermine you, malign you, they talk behind your back, they do really diabolical things against your knowing, and you still love them, that's a testament to Jesus. And if they have every right to be loved, then why do you not have every right to be loved? Why do you not have every right to be loved? Not from them. Okay. Well, isn't it your duty of care to yourself to find love where you belong and find that unconditional love? You've got it. You've got it. You're supported. You're loved by Jesus, by the heavenly hosts, by all of us who are here and who are striving and surviving just like you. We love you. So don't give up. Cynthia says, my daughter is 21. She was very confused by it all. It's all she knew as she grew up in it, in the house. Yeah. Scarlett says, you never judged, though. I know you never judged. You were so supportive of me, and I'm thankful for it. And I'm a better person for it. But it was still damn embarrassing, I'll tell you. I was so embarrassed of myself, crying in front of you, you know, working out my trouble, and you witnessed me and you sat there and talked with me, and, you know, we worked out our problems together because, I mean, Scarlett and I, we, you know, her dad was a narcissist, and, you know, we helped each other. But the thing is, all we have is each other. There is no other family to go to. Like, no worldly family, like grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, you know, nieces, nothing, nothing, no one. It's just her and I. And that is what friends are for. Exactly. Exactly. So we find friends on the internet, we find friends who are like-minded, and they become family. Yeah, my daughter does not realize it's only the two of us for real. Exactly. Juliet, hi, nice to see you. The reason is that this information has only recently become available to us online. Exactly. Exactly. And it's going to take as long as it takes for you guys to heal. We're all healing at our own pace, and we're all growing towards God at our own pace. So let's not judge ourselves or each other for that. You know, it's time to lay the judgment down. We don't even need to judge the narcissist on our families. We can just say, you know what? You go do you. Brother and sister, mom and dad, you do you. Power to you. If that's what you think of me, power to you. But you know what? You don't know me because I'm not in your life 24/7. So what you're really saying is just an illusion that you tell yourself to make yourself feel better during the day. If that's what you need to tell yourself to feel better, power to you. I've got the power of God in me. And yes, it hurts. It hurts like a son of a freaking beast thing. But I'm going to power through this. Because I've got family too. Family who sees that I'm worthy. Family that builds me up. Family that trusts me. Family that just knows where I'm going. Family knows because they see Jesus in me. They see my weaknesses, but they also see my strength, and we champion each other's strength. So see, you guys are doing that right now on this channel. That's why we come here, meet each other every single day, because we empower each other. We shine the light of God. We love each other the way that we are supposed to be loved. And yeah, though we can't give each other a big hug, we give each other air hugs. We give each other soul hugs by being authentic, by admonishing when we have to, but building each other up as well. We're here for each other. And I'm proud of this channel because you guys have made this channel what it is. So thank you so very much. So the narcissist is not your Ikigai. No. The narcissist is opposite of that. They're on their own one-way trajectory, and they can have it. No, Raphael, we're not broken. It's time to change the narrative. No, reframe the pain. You want to cry? Cry happy tears for us, because we're not staying stuck. I haven't been doing 2 lives a day for the last year for us to stay stuck. We're growing. Okay? I've been growing alongside with you, and if it wasn't for this channel, for you guys, I would be stuck. But I'm speaking like this, what I'm saying, I'm not speaking on a script right now. I went off script, and I'm speaking from my heart, and I'm listening to my voice, and I'm like, Frick, this is empowering. Frick, this is strong. And I get to talk to some of you guys off this chat, in private chat, one-on-one consultation, and I see the strength in you. We're not coming here broken on this channel. We're coming on this channel, yeah, okay, we may feel broken, but we heal that brokenness. We heal that feeling by looking at ourselves on this channel, looking at us with authenticity and with truth. We're not broken. We were victimized, but we're not victims. We're not living the victim mentality on here. We don't need to cry for ourselves in self-pity. We want to cry. We cry to release the pain, not to sit and dwell in it. There's a difference. And we love each other, and we're not broken. We may have felt broken. We may once have been, taken down to the point where we're at ground zero. But God has lifted us up on, like God says, we come up out of the ashes and he lifts us up and we soar like on eagle's wings. That's what we're doing. Excuse me. Broken bones heal. If God can heal the flesh, God certainly heals the spirit. So dry your tears, Mr. Raphael, because you are healing, you are growing, and you are not broken. That's what the narcissist wants us to think. Because when we believe the false narrative, we are believing the false prophet of the narcissist, and their words become the truth that we believe, and we become the false prophet to ourselves. And what does God say about the false prophet? Don't let the words of the narcissist whitewash your walls of your temple. Because God in the Old Testament says that the prophets and the priests are whitewashing the walls and covering up the cracks that need mending and repairing. So we may have cracks in us, but we're not broken. And when Jesus said to the disciples, and he's, they're sitting around, and Jesus says, and he's looking at the temple, and he says, not one stone will stand on another. This temple will crumble, basically. But guess what? God wasn't just talking about the temple. He was talking about us too. That we will crumble, but it's Jesus who rebuilds. Not one stone will stand on another. The temple has rooms. What would our rooms be in our temple? Our children and the people in our lives who are an extension of us. A room is an extension of the house. And our house, our temple, has extended rooms. Our sons, our daughters, our grandparents, our parents, our friends, other family members. And Jesus was warning the disciples, not one stone will stand on another. It's all got to fall away so Jesus can build us back up. So understand the spiritual message within God's word. So take back your Ikigai. Find it. The narcissist is not your Ikigai. Finding your Ikigai. See yourself as valuable. Do not define yourself through no one else's perceptions of you. Who cares what people think about you? Because it's not your business to know what they think. Identify what brings you joy. That's how you break the narcissist's illusion. Okay? Rebuild your confidence. Self-reflect with Ikigai principles. Rebuild your authenticity. You are a thriver. You're no more of thinking in victimhood. No more. That stops. No more thinking in victimhood. Rebuild your confidence. Find your talents, your skills, your passions. They have been buried under their criticism. So dig them up. You know what? My foster mom called me a loser. And I believed that for a long time. She said, you're nothing but a loser and you got a chip on your shoulder and you just don't care about life because of me. Because you're punishing me. That's what you're doing. You're punishing me. You got a D in grade 4 on your report card. You're punishing me. It wasn't about her. It was about me. I was punishing myself because nobody gave a damn about me. And it's God who rebuilt me. So, you just took a photo of that? All right. I'll give you the other pictures here in just a minute. So, serve something greater than the pain, okay? Serve something greater than the pain. Find a greater purpose in your life, because your life is about self-discovery. And the self-discovery in this life is either you can discover the pains and the negatives about you in this life, or you can discover the joys and the good things about you. So this is about loving yourself. We've been shown unloving things, and we've been shown 7 ways to Sunday on how to unlove ourselves, how to show hate towards ourselves through the people in our lives. We're not defined by their hate. They hate themselves. That's why they hate us. And they hate Jesus. And Jesus says they will hate you because of me. And hate isn't just, it's a strong word for us, but it's not just in English. It means to have a strong dislike towards somebody or anger. But according to the biblical term of hate, hate means to turn away from somebody, to ignore them. When you ignore somebody, it's as if they don't exist. So we've been treated like we're hated most of our lives. We've been ignored and treated as if we don't exist. Well, now it's time to see what's on the other side of that. Let's look to the joy and see what joy can bring us. Where there's joy, there's acceptance. And if we accept ourselves, we can accept other people and think of what greater purpose that serves. You know what it's like when you've been in such despair? Have you ever had somebody say to you, you know, you don't know what I've been through. You'll never know. And you don't know what it's like for me. Yeah, you do. And because you know what it's like, you use your empathy to cover the wounds and the wrongs that have been done against people who say, you don't know what it's like. Nobody knows my pain. I'm just a throwback to society. Nobody cares. Nobody thinks about me. Nobody wants to know what it feels like. Nobody knows what it's like to be me. And you can say, friend, I've been there. Same. I felt like nobody loves me, and I felt that deep, dark despair and that blackness, and God got me out of it, and I'm here to help you get out of it too if you want help. I'm here. That's part of your Ikigai. That's why you've gone through the pain, to help somebody else. This is scripture. Isn't it Paul in 1 Corinthians, or is it 2 Corinthians? He says that we go through struggles and pain so that we can relate to other people's pain and sorrow and help them out. God created us for that. How selfish is it of us sitting here and lamenting and going, oh, why me? Why? I've done it. I've wasted so many years, so many people I could have helped if I would have found my Ikigai sooner. But you know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is now. Now you are able to see and find your purpose. And there are still people who are out there in this life who are looking and who are ready and waiting for somebody like you, not me, you. When Jesus said, you can do what I do and more, he was saying, be better. Be better than the next guy. And this isn't comparison. It's just that some of us are stuck and some of us, this is why we were meant to go 2 by 2, because where I am stuck in my life, you might excel. And if we're partnership going out in this world, spreading the Great Commission, and I get stuck and I don't have a perception, or I don't have the knowledge that you carry that someone else needs, and I can't help them, you're there to fill in the gap. We're here to help each other. When you slip into a narc's shoes, it's never a good fit. Well said, resistor. We get to the still space of river of tears. The peace is ours then, says Ellie. Well said. Thank you all, says Raphael. I know my self-worth, many skills and talents. Yes, you are extremely talented. You are extremely gifted. All of you are. And it's time to hone in on that craft and share it with others. Be an inspiration. We are meant to rise above and not allow the narcissist to win. We talked about AI the other day. Just imagine what kind of life the future holds if we were not in it. Think about those newborn babies being hurt and defenseless and helpless. Those little tiny toddlers who are beginning to walk, and they walk up to strangers and they're easily taken. Think of those teenagers who are struggling with their sexuality, struggling with their faith, struggling to fit in life. And they can't turn to their parents. When I was growing up, there was a group that was called Brothers and Sisters of Canada, where it was after school care, where it was kind of like a boys and girls club. We even had boys and girls clubs. But this Brothers and Sisters of Canada would, you know, it was like where you sign your children up to have a mentor of an older brother or an older sister stand in and would help mentor you. We don't have that anymore. What happened? What happened? What happened to us being our brother and sister's keeper? You know, we're all responsible for each other. That's the way it was in Scripture. We have a duty of care to ourselves first, because we have a duty of care to each other. So serve something greater than the pain. Healing isn't just about moving on, it's about moving forward and towards something meaningful. So the narcissist was a chapter, not your entire story. They were a shadow that tried to block your light. But your purpose, your Ikigai, was never meant to revolve around them. It was always meant to lead you back to yourself. So tell me, tell yourself, look at yourself in the mirror. What is your reason for being? So let's find that out together. You want to find your Ikigai outside of your enmeshed identity with the narcissist? This requires you to see you as valuable. You have to separate your mind from the mindset of how the narcissist or others perceive you. Do not define yourselves through the narcissist's perceptions. That's an illusion. It's time to rediscover your own values, your strengths, your passions. What is your zest for life? What gives you your mojo? What's your mojo? Your mojo is your power, your inspiration. What gets you going? What gives you that high, that yes, Jesus, I can take on the world. Yes. You know, is it singing? You know, write songs for God, be an inspiration, write about your pain, sing about it, but sing with not just about the pain to dwell in it, but write about how you have surpassed that pain and have achieved something greater. Write poetry, write stories, dance, you know, make your dance, you know, like cathartic and you know, you dance to music that is melancholy, and then it just builds and you're vibrant and you're just the warrior king or warrior princess at the end of the composition, and you just walk off the stage empowered. You know, like stand for something. Your life is meaningful. Break the narcissist's illusion. Enmeshment with a narcissist makes us believe that their worth, our worth, is tied to the narcissist's validation. But whose validation really matters? Jesus, because Jesus is inside of us. The narcissist is not inside of us. He or she tries to get there, but no. Jesus is like keeping them back, saying, no, you're not gonna get into this heart. Forget it. No way. Hi, Yul. Nice to see you. I call narcissistic next. You buy them a car, next buy a house, next material thing, next empty nest, never happy. God is good. Yeah. Ellie says, we live in the age of the self, me, myself, and I. The narctopia. I like that. Narctopia. Narctopia rules now. I got mine. F you. Get your own. And I've been normal on. Oh, I got mine. F you. Get your own has been normalized. Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah. Well said, guys. So, what if the narcissist didn't exist? What if the narcissist never entered your life? Well, who would you be then? Who would you be? Who would you identify yourself as? What goals would you have? What kinds of things would you do? What kinds of friends would you hang around with? Oh, if you guys like this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and click that